All right, on today's episode of what crazy things Tyler is doing on the range, proprioceptive indexing. Proprioception is our body's natural ability to know where its appendages are in space without visual verification. Everybody remember that video? It was one of Travis Haley's instructors that was he bounced the gun out of a ALS holster. Some folks think that they try to say he scooped it by deactivating the ALS mechanism, things like that. And then he shot the gun here. You obviously could tell he wasn't seeing through the sights. And everybody was up in the arms about that. Oh my God, he didn't see the sights. Well, let's test that and see if it's adequate and acceptable. Let's talk about different types of discharges real quick before we start this. We have an accidental discharge. So imagine the hammer slipping whenever you're letting the hammer down on your make ready for like a DASA gun. You have negligent discharges, which is simply pulling the trigger when you wasn't supposed to be pulling the daggone trigger. And then you have early discharges, which is simply just pulling the trigger just a split of a second sooner than you thought you were going to. Keep all of this in mind as we're about to do what we're about to do. I'm loading up a mag here, getting a little practice in with my Canik Rival S. Just went through 4 mags of doubles, 5, 7, 10, and 15, I think, or something like that. And just seeing how the gun performs, really starting to get dialed in behind it. I'll still get y'all that review on it once I break over about 10,000 rounds on it in a few matches and get you like an in-depth thought on this bad boy. So far, positive, very positive. Still trying to figure out the recoil spring assembly ordeal. It's weird. I'll tell you more about that later. All right, so got 2 mags, a warm gun. I got my beautiful girlfriend Allison behind the camera for me. She was doing a practice session with her Shield Plus a while ago and went through 100 rounds on that, shooting some doubles. We went a little bit for precision, so I gave her a small square to shoot. She nailed it. Then we did some doubles, and then the last 5 rounds that she had, I said, all right, pull that trigger just as fast as you can. The first 2, starting to kind of get into it, but those last 3 were all under 20 splits. And she shot, that would have made the 145th through 150th round she's ever shot through that gun. And she hasn't shot much before that. So go give her a round of applause in the comments. Come on up, baby. As you see here, we have 2 clean targets. That one's been pasted. You got a pasted USPSA. We have an unused but raggedy old IDPA target. For those that don't know, on IDPA targets, you have a center. It's a circle, about like that. I'm not Picasso, so get off me. That's your -0 points. They do a points down system. On USPSA targets, we have a big 8 by 12-ish rectangle. This is your alpha zone. That is your maximum points, 5 points. You also have an alpha up here, but we're not worried about those. So, I would say these would be acceptable shots. Anywhere within these confinements are acceptable. All right, we're gonna do this at 3 yards because that's where I feel comfortable with my indexing ability and still being able to get an acceptable shot. My baby's got eyes and ears on. I got eyes and ears on. I'll load a gun. As you can see, I'm not looking at the sights. There's no way I can look through the sights. I'm looking over the sights. Let's see where that goes. Come on up. Alpha hit. Is that acceptable? That's 5 points. Oh, but Tyler, that's a big old scoreable area. Okay, I hear you. All right, come on. Let's do the smaller scoreable area. Again, not looking through my sights. Let's see what happens. Oh, I pulled it just a little low. I can do better. Come on, let's try it one more time. Not looking through my sights. There it is. 0 points down on an IDPA target. All right. If y'all can hear the shooting in the background, sorry about that. It is what it is. I couldn't see through the sights, but I got an acceptable hit. I've been behind pistols long enough to have some comfort in my natural index. All right. Tyler, why would you even do that? Okay, great question. What if on the starting of a stage you need to draw the gun really fast, give it to, and rock on? But you're so close, you know you can do that. Remember that video, guys? They were doing a super fast draw. I didn't see my sights, but I did pull the trigger a little too low. I got a delta on that. Let's try it again. I'm just going to do a couple of super fast draws without looking at my sights and see where it comes up to be. I mean, I almost actually shot the A. How much more do you want? But Tyler, you didn't see the sights. If you didn't see the sights, you weren't actually aiming, but you did mean to pull the trigger. Is that an early discharge? I wouldn't say so. I believe that is very intentional because, again, I've spent a lot of time behind a pistol and I can do that. What's that look like on time? Let's grab my timer real quick. Then you say, Tyler, is the juice even worth the squeeze? Well, if I can find my timer. Let's see if the juice is worth the squeeze. Let's see if what the difference is between just a indexing shot, like through the process of the draw, just pulling the trigger before I get to the very end of it, and then waiting until the very end of it to get some sort of red dot on target or irons on target. Let's see. Let's put this on, we'll do a fixed 3-second. Turn that red dot up just a hair. There it is. All right. This one's going to be looking basically over the top of the gun. It has a short index but no sight. Let's see what that looks like. Just outside the C zone at a .82. Let's go a little faster. One more just over the sights. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Didn't get that thumb wrapped around that gun fast enough. That would have been not good. A .66, and I'm almost an inch outside of the A zone. .66, and I'm literally a finger width, just barely outside the A. That's that left hand just hadn't gotten in the game just yet, still pushing in. Okay, that's data. Pushing as hard as I can. When did the mag fall out of the gun? That was weird. Oh, I bet you I hit the mag release through the draw. That's funny. It is a big old honking mag release right there at the social finger area, so that would make sense. All right, let's do sights. I have to see my sights before I can pull this trigger. .84. There was that one. I mean, if I saw my sights, I'm at 3.5, 4 yards right here, it would be pretty terrible if I didn't get A zone. So a .84, let's do it again. .89, one more. .79. We're still all in the A zone. That is 100% seeing my sights. So the best we got was that one right there at a .79. The best we got earlier was a .66. However, here's the caveat to this. We do hit factor scoring, which takes in consideration time and accuracy. So if I got a full 5 points, at 0.79, she's holding my calculator so I can't give you the exact math, or a 0.66 for only 3 points, which one's better? If we're looking at it in a defensive situation, that's it. That's still in the chest cavity. That's, you know, that's, you're hitting the top of the lung. So I don't know. I'm gonna give y'all this data, and I'm gonna let y'all decide on what is acceptable. There's probably somebody in the comments just laughing away like, I'd be happy with a point anything on paper. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, let's swap over to the Glock 48 from concealment and see what that looks like. Just to see, like, oh, Tyler, you got a go fast rig. Why would you be talking about defensive stuff with something like that? That's a good question. All right, so we're gonna pause here and I'm gonna grab my 48. You recording? All right, so here's my Glock 48. Sometimes I carry a 19 if I'm going out at night because it's got a weapon mounted light on it. Or if I am working a security detail, just because I am a little more comfortable with the Glock 19. But this is a 48 without light on it, so the old school 48 before the MOS with the Hollison 407K on it. So it's a little slimmer, a little lighter. I know it's negligible, right? But when you carry a gun 12 plus hours out of the day, you start to feel it. So I do carry this one for my normal weekday job, but it is the smallest gun I will carry. Shield arms mags with a shield release, so 15 plus 1. Normally I do just 15 total, relieve some of the pressure off that second round, top of the magazine type of thing. So we went from go fast, steel frame, Canic, USPSA rig. Now we're doing concealment. Just to give some context, go ahead and load, make ready. Red dot is on, and dirty. So, my super handy dandy lens cleaning device. Some of y'all may be wondering what a holster is at. It's one that I made years ago. I used to make holsters. Yeah. All right, let's put this bad boy back in this little holder. Same thing. Put it up. Same thing. We're gonna do about 3.5-ish yards. We're gonna use that IDK target. Here, I'll mark this with a marker. The 2 shots that are down here. There we go. I'm gonna do one real quick. So we'll do a couple over the top of the gun, just index to it, and we'll look at it and see what it is. Same thing we did, and then we'll do the actual sight. That's an A zone hit, or down 0 at a 1.03. That was a really craptastic off the left edge at a 0.93. That was absolutely terrible. We're going to give that one more go. Caught my shirt, but that is in there at a 101. I can get sub off of just indexing. Let's try it. I can make mistakes too. Jacked up my grip on that one, but I got a 0.84. Those that don't believe me, 0.84. And that was that one. Those are my other 2, and that was that one. I believe, let's see, we had like a 109, I think it was, or whatever, a 101, and then a 0.84 in the neck. And that is, again, that is not looking through the sight. That is looking over the sight and pulling the trigger before I'm done with a full presentation. So to give you the visual, it would be like this right here, and at full presentation, it would be this, where I'm actually seeing the sight. So it's the difference of this to this. That's the only difference through my draw stroke. So pulling the trigger about here, and there's the end result. All right, let's go to the full-on end result. We have to get I have to get red in center, not just red on brown. I have to get red in center before I can pull the trigger. See what that looks like. And I know I said something about that Travis Haley guy earlier. I just want y'all to know I'm not poking fun at nobody. I'm also not taking his back or anything like that. I'm simply just testing and evaluating and bringing y'all along the way. Y'all are all grown adults. You can make up your minds for yourself. All right, about 3.5 or 4. Again, I have to see the red dot before I can pull the trigger. Management thing for you. I'm too busy trying to focus on where I want that bullet to be and what I need to see instead of just working on the process. I'm worried about what the end result's going to be. All right, work the process. Work the process. There was a process. 115. Months ago, I put out a video of me practicing my visual patience, and if you've known me and follow me, you'll know that is absolutely my Achilles heel, and I'm starting to get irritated, and that is taking over, because that was a D-zone hit. That's unacceptable. I'm not being accountable to my vision or my sights like I should be, and just too busy trying to rush this instead of doing what I need to do. All right, do what you need to do, Tyler. Finally. That was in a 106. One more. So I need 3 good. That was the best of them yet at a 107. They're in. I had 2 out. Those were those 2 unacceptable ones that I spoke of. And that one, I saw the sight coming down in. I guess I wasn't patient enough to let it just drop the rest of the way. So not a total fail. Maybe I just that would have been an early discharge. I just wasn't patient to let that red dot drop in. So maybe a 1 second flat for indexing with adequate shots, and pushing the C sights and just pushing harder. An average of a 1/10 more. But again, is that 1/10 worth, if you're in a defensive situation? Very well could be. I believe John said it, and many other people have said this. You can't miss fast enough to win, but you can sure hit slow enough to lose. Something like that, right? You be the judge. Here's your data. Let me know what you think. What does your draw to first shots look like? Have you tested your draw to first shots without seeing the sights and just working off an index? What have you found? Has anyone else done this type of testing? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for watching. There we go.